with James Bay on this morning's edition of Zest Breakfast. That was the first single taken from the album, which, as we mentioned when we kicked off the chat today, touch wood, is heading straight to #1 when it comes to the UK album charts this week. Now, this is where I'm going to go all deep on you, James,
Please.
a little bit with the album. I absolutely love it, and I've been talking about it all the way through the week on Zest Breakfast. And the thing, I think an album in this day and age, you may agree, may disagree, but it's almost become a lost art. I think it's a lot of, when it comes to the music business these days, it's about the single.
Let's get the single out song, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, at a stretch, maybe we'll get an EP. So what I really, really enjoyed most about this album was I felt like I was going on a journey listening to it. And also as well, when I first, because I think it's your sound has just got that summer sort of laid back feel, vibe, and I think the weather we've had the last couple of weeks, I found myself sat in the garden listening to it. That was my first listening experience, and at first I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this is this great laid back summer album, you know, the acoustic vibes. But then there was a light, and I've on my sheet of paper here, I've drawn a picture of a light bulb, and it was Silent Love.
Oh wow!
When I heard that tune, which really resonated with me, and I think the other thing as well was the swear words in it. So I was like, oh, it's the daughter, right. But then I started the album again, and I felt like it was a real journey that I was going on. Now, it's almost like a love story for me. Am I close, or am I right?
Do you mean the whole album?
The whole album, yeah. And I feel like you're starting, you know, we've got this beautiful relationship, everything's great, and then you start to hit this rocky patch, and there's a lot of self-evaluation from yourself, and you know, you're speaking to the person, the one you love. And I always I found myself, I was like, are they going to get back together? Are they going to get back together? Is James going to be okay? And by the time we get to the last track on the album, it just ends on such an optimistic
I'm glad you feel
tone.
You're absolutely
close,
you're absolutely close. You're more than close, I think. But as I think about it, and the way that you've received and perceived it, you're close. But the maybe quite confusing thing, even for me to sort of say or explain, is that a lot of the falling out and coming back together that you're hearing is really me with me.
Right.
You know, I've been in a relationship since I was a teenager with my partner Lucy. She's been the constant and the sort of guiding light so much of the time. I think, just without meaning to sort of slip into any cliches or anything, I have to sort of put my hand on my heart and say that as an artist, as a sort of intensely dramatic, emotive sort of performer type, I experience very high highs and I experience very low lows. It's just how I've sort of finally come to sort of understand myself even a little bit better. And I've managed, I think, in this collection of songs on this album to depict that in a bit of a chronological journey, but just as a broader story than I ever had before, and I hope in a more direct way. My lyrics in the past have been more abstract. I've always sort of used a lot of artistic license, used a lot of metaphors and visuals in the words. But this time I've tried to just say the thing more often. And what I've made therefore, and what you've discovered or perceived or heard, is hopefully a more clear kind of psychological, emotional journey.
There's real sincerity, I think, in the lyrics, and it's you really believe in some of the songs. There was another one which I've listened to over and over again. I think Right Now is just an unbelievable love song.
Oh, thank you.
But then you've got, I like to use sometimes when I'll have disagreements with the missus. I can't say what I want to say to her from my own mouth, but I'll use song.
Sure.
And there's about 2 or 3 songs on your album which have come in. Well, they've worked a treat this week for me.
Oh man! Oh wow!
And I think I love the honesty and the openness of it. Do you feel though sometimes as a performer or as a songwriter, sometimes does it worry you to be too honest?
Yeah, no, definitely.
You're giving it too much away.
I have to. Yeah, that's a difficult one actually, because I've actually found in the making, in the writing of these songs, in the making of this album, it's helped me to get closer to just saying the thing.
Yeah.
I've found throughout it, and this even ties in and feeds into the title of the album, Leap, which was inspired by this phrase, leap and the net will appear, which operates off the same concept of taking a leap of faith. I found writing these songs, being a bit more honest, being a bit more vulnerable, just saying the thing that I was feeling, helped me kind of face the fear and then kind of get beyond it. because of all the anxieties and insecurities that sort of initially inspired me to write these songs as a kind of therapy. It all got a little easier when I just said, for example, everything's better as soon as you're next to me. It's more direct than ever, which I say on the last track.
Well, we're being told to wind things up now because we've yapped for a little bit longer than we should have done. James, the album, I can't speak highly enough of it. It's brilliant. I would recommend anyone today to go out and buy it. Ideally buy it because it's better for the musician.
It would be great.
But if not, stream it again. And get in touch with me via the website, zestliverpool.com. Tell me what your thoughts are. Maybe James says I'm there.
I think you're absolutely in the ballpark.
But yeah, you could disagree with me, but whatever you do, check it out. James Bay, the new album's called Leap. It's absolutely brilliant. And James, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Oh, mate. Thank you.